thanks for joining me today. I have two important things I want to talk to you about today regarding office notes. And it's on the bright side. I think we can all relate to when we go to our doctor's office and we want them to fully listen to us and they're typing into a computer, and that's frustrating for the doctor and it's frustrating for the patients as well. Well, I don't know if you've heard of something called Ambient Intelligence, and the companies Nuance, Nuance, and Microsoft have worked together to come up with this system that would be in the background there in the office, which would electronically take notes. And this machine can differentiate between the physician and the patient. So this will free up the doctor. He won't have to, or she won't have to be sitting at that computer. They can give you that one-on-one attention like they did in the good old days. So I have high hopes for this. I think this sounds like a really positive thing. I know some pilot studies were done last year, so I don't know if some places are actually using this right now. I think it's going to be kind of a gradual rollout, but I'm real happy about it. Now, on the skeptical side, however, we do have to see how this whole thing plays out. How accurately will it take the notes? Will they fine-tune it more and so forth? Because I know when electronic medical records first came out, they thought that it would really lessen the amount of errors in the notes, but I continue to see errors, and we'll talk about that in another video. So we'll have to see how this all plays out. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about is an important change that my understanding is coming April 5th of this year. Don't hold me to that specific date because I tried to call some local and government offices who I knew I could get the answer from, but due to COVID, they have no person to talk to, so I cannot sit here and say with 100% guarantee the exact date this is going to happen. But what it is, keep in mind the term open notes. You'll probably hear that term tossed around. It comes from something called a 21st Century Cures Act. So just remember the term open notes if you haven't heard it already. And what this has to do with that, it will be a federal law where the doctors have to let you see your office notes electronically online and in your patient portal, and if they haven't put them there, you have the right to ask that they be put there. Now, they can have exceptions to this if they feel that you seeing the notes would physically harm you in some way, and there are some limitations with psychotherapy notes, and I'm not a doctor or clinician, so I don't want to speak to the exact specifics of that. So just be aware there are some limitations. I have some notes here in case you wonder what I'm looking at. I just don't want to forget anything. I want to go back to how this formed. Back in 2010, there was a study done with about 105 physicians and 20,000 patients done via Beth Israel Medical Center in Boston, and also another facility in Pennsylvania. And they were assessing, is giving the patients access to these notes good, because some doctors felt that the medical jargon would be too complex or patients wouldn't understand it. I personally think it's a great thing overall for patients to see their notes. I think physicians a lot of times didn't want to spend the time because they knew patients would be asking them to fix things in the notes. But with this new federal law, they will also have to fix notes that if patients bring to their attention. So just keep this in mind. Be sure to get your medical notes, and we'll talk about that in another video. Be sure to ask the particular office you go to what the procedure is if you want to make a change to the notes, if you want them to make a change to the notes, if you find an error, and so forth. But this is a great thing overall. I had a situation with a doctor years ago who I had come in, I have my notes, in my hand, telling him the errors that I thought were in them. And he was actually one of the great physicians around, a nice doctor overall. And he did not like this for the time it would probably taken him to fix this. And he took it out of my hand, crumpled up the paper, and just tossed it in the garbage in front of me and said, "We don't do this here." Well, he can't get away with that now. So I'm very happy about this overall. And before I go, I want you to please take this web address down and look at it. It explains the open notes. That's https://www.opennotes.org, and it will explain the whole history of this, what this is all about. It's got a lot of great information. So I hope this has been insightful to you, and I will be back next Friday. And people ask me, where am I going when I get up? I am doing this all on my little camera that has a video on it, so I'm getting up to shut off the video camera. So I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.